From her fingers' graces to your beautiful faces, it is the one and only Maivrpinger. What is up? Today I am back with the Arizona Cardinals. This is what the entire series has built up to. We've won the Super Bowl 3 of the 4 years we've played, being the three-peat champions. But the time for me to play is no more. We are going to see what the future holds for the team that we have built that currently sits at a 95 overall and has a lot of young studs and brooding talent on the roster. Here we go. Advance week, jump ahead. Now we're gonna go ahead and sim 10 years. This is going to be a long, real-time process for us. Let's go. You have selected to skip ahead multiple weeks. Are you sure you wish to continue? Yes. Now we're going to go ahead and sim 10 years. Holy shit. Just looking at that is daunting. Look at that. Advancing 10 years. See you in 2032. Alright, welcome back. 10 years in the future. Fun fact, I actually had to do this twice, and it takes about an hour each time. The problem was I forgot to actually turn the computer to auto, and so it literally just filled our guys with crap after everyone's contract expired. But now, we have a new roster. Josh Rosen is still a 99 overall and has 12 upgrades available. Right now, looking at this page, he's the only name I recognize though. Does that mean Riley retired? Did he retire as a Cardinal? I don't know. We'll have to try and look at some things. Alan Short, our middle linebacker, is still on our team as well. I think, right? Yeah, that's Alan Short, who we drafted. Hey! Oh, also, the wife is here. Say hi to the wife. Say hi. Okay. Wyatt Koyak, we actually drafted. It looks like he's been forced for us, even though I never played with him once. Nice job. Trying to see if there's anybody else that we had a hand in. I don't really recognize anybody, which makes sense. We went 10 years in the future. James Rowe is still around, though. We still have a kicker. Our team right now actually sits at a 91 overall, which is actually pretty good. So maybe we got some things done, who knows. Let's go ahead and start by checking out on the legacy leaderboard. Maivrpinger Bornina is the #1 owner. We actually won 2 more Super Bowls and made it to 3 more championships in the 10-year sim. So overall, yeah, we've now won 5 Super Bowls for the Cardinals. That means Josh Rosen is a 5-time winning Super Bowl quarterback and is the greatest quarterback of all time, having surpassed Tom Brady, and Lamar Jackson actually won 3 Super Bowls as well. Deshaun Watson's won 2. Baker Mayfield won 1. He's the Seattle Seahawks quarterback now. Drew Brees retired. There's a guy with the name Go Lucky, and he won a Super Bowl, presumably with the 49ers. It's so disappointing his first name's not Happy. His name's Sicko. He made it to a championship too. Hey, Rookie Slay hasn't done anything, but he's still playing with the Texans. David Johnson was able to make it to a 5th on the running back leaderboard, and he's in the Hall of Fame. Good job, Johnson. 4 Super Bowls. Aw, man. Milne, the guy I barely missed out on in the offseason episode, is up here on this list. Wasn't he my guy, though? Joey Booker, yeah, I drafted him. He's a Colt now. All right. He won a Super Bowl and 2 championships, so maybe he stuck around when we won the championship and won a Super Bowl. All right, all right, all right. Allen Riley is the greatest wide receiver of all times, and he won 5 Super Bowls and 6 championships with us, 14 yearly awards. He's a Hall of Famer, everybody. Freaking fantastic job. And Christian Kirk, 5 Super Bowls, 6 championships. Is he retired? I'm not sure, because it shows that he's either a free agent right now, which might mean he's just not signed by anyone. Julio Jones made it to the Hall of Fame. Larry Fitzgerald still in the Hall. Trying to see if any of our other guys are anywhere up on this list. Hey, I don't know you, but welcome to the list, rookie. No, he won a Super Bowl. He's probably not a rookie. I'm just trying to see if I recognize anybody else. Probably not. Now it's really muddied with players. All right, I don't really see anybody else worth of note. Rob Gronkowski. I don't know if we'd necessarily have a tight end on this list. Not really seeing a tight end of ours. Left tackle. No left tackles of note. But Stackhouse, our current left tackle, is on here. Carlos Salas, our first draft pick in this series, is the greatest left guard of all time by double Hernandez's. He's a Hall of Famer. And the centers, I don't necessarily see anyone of note, but hey, all right. We got a center a couple of years down the road, 2 championships and a Super Bowl. Ferrara, right guard. Jordan Sloan is now on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Probably won those 3 Super Bowls with us. And then he went the way of, unfortunately, free agents. You know, when you can't pay everybody because you have such a great team. Folsom, though. So we did get another right guard afterwards. Hoffman is up here. Don't know him, but we did win a Super Bowl with him, so worth note. Colin Clinton is the 4th left end on the list and a Hall of Famer. Way to go, Colin. 3 Super Bowls, 3 championships. Lane Newfield, defensive tackle who was kind of meh when we got him. Developed into something, and now he's number 5. He actually won some championships and Super Bowls with us. Good on you, Lane. Eric Heimberger, our 2nd round draft pick in this series. 4 Super Bowls, 6 championships. 4th on the right end list. And Graves, who we had drafted, is also on here, a little down the list, with a 1,298 legacy and still playing with the Bengals. Koyak, who we drafted right before our sim, is the greatest left outside linebacker of all time. And Jarrell Moton, who we had also drafted, is with the Bears now. 3 Super Bowls, 3 championships. And Matt Doty, or Mike Doty, I don't remember. But he's with the Browns now after winning some with us. Alan Short, 2nd best, and still playing with the Arizona Cardinals. He could potentially overcome. But there's 2 different people with Jay Houston leading the right outside linebacker leaderboard. Terrell Suggs is number 3 though. While he was a real player, we signed him for a couple of our series and Super Bowl wins. Way to go, Terrell. Ono Swanson is the 2nd best cornerback. And now he's with the Jacksonville Jaguars. But he gave us some great years, 5 championships, 4 Super Bowls. Alan Hogan doesn't seem like he's done too much with his career. He sits at a 58 legacy, 2 Super Bowls, 2 championships, but yeah, just a low legacy score, and he looks like he's a free agent right now. Strong safety Eggers is at 1,092, a Super Bowl, and 2 championships. And Dunn, I believe we had just drafted him as well, 2 Super Bowls, 3 championships. Now he's with the Browns. James Rowe is still playing, and he's the greatest kicker of all time. 5 Super Bowls, 6 championships, and he's still a Cardinal. Hey, our punter is still here, and he's actually got some decent legacy. 2 championships, 3 Super Bowl. What? What? How do you have more Super Bowl wins than you have championship wins? You have to win a championship to make it to a Super Bowl. The only way this works is if somebody signed him literally on Super Bowl week. Like the Super Bowl winning team needed a punter. What the fuck? Good job, I guess. One of the best punters of all time. Steve Wilkes is not the best of all time. It's Sean McDermott who's still playing, who's still coaching for the Ravens. But hey, we have another coach as well. He hasn't quite reached the ascension that Steve Wilkes has, but he did get us 2 more Super Bowl wins and 3 championships. And he had 1 yearly award for Coach of the Year. And he's still coaching, so who knows? Josh Rosen now has 65,326 yards, 500 touchdowns in his career, 221 interceptions, career rating so far 103.6. He's thrown 500 touchdowns. That's incredible. Good job. Played in 224 games. Josh Rosen has 11 rushing touchdowns in his career as well, and 978 rushing yards. That's actually more than our halfbacks on our roster. They must be relatively new, I'd imagine, or at least having been backups before. Receiving, Max Baca. 3,764. Leary, 1,933. Craig Flowers, 1,633. Some other receivers we don't know. Alan Short has 1,127 tackles in his career. He's intercepted the ball 16 times, sacked 56 times. And Wyatt Koyak, 134 sacks in his career, 2 interceptions, 659 tackles. They both forced 4 fumbles, and they both received 2 fumbles. And Alan Short still has an interception or fumble return for a touchdown. We're not going to forget about him. James Rowe has made 87% of his field goals, 216 of 248. His longest is a 63-yarder. He's made 96% of his extra points. He's been a really, really, really great pickup from year 1. Just a 7th round flyer, I believe. Or at least our last pick or second to last pick of that draft. All right, I am curious. I got to go through the record books. Josh Rosen is currently 7th on a all-time yardage list. He's also 7th on passing touchdown list with 500, but he is playing another season. So that could get him somewhere. Allen Riley finished his career with 15,939 receiving yards, just under Larry Fitzgerald and Jerry Rice. So he had some mediocre seasons after us, and still probably some great ones. But he is known as the greatest wide receiver of all time, at least catching-wise. He only caught 123 touchdowns. Oh, how the mighty fell. But that's still more than Larry Fitzgerald ended up with. All right, really fast. Josh Rosen still, back in 2020, has the most passing yards in a season at 5,483. That pinnacle's not been reached again. Josh Rosen also had the 4th most in 2019. He also had the 10th most in 2021. The years we were playing and managing were definitely our best, but it doesn't look like everything went too south after we called it a sim. Josh Rosen had the 5th most touchdowns in 2020 at 48. David Johnson in 2023 had 22 rushing touchdowns. We went to our run game a lot more, and he definitely delivered. The first year I was no longer playing. Allen Riley in 2021 and 2019 had over 2,400 yards, and no one's come close to that since. 2 of the greatest seasons by a wide receiver ever. Allen Riley also had 22, never able to quite get up to the 23 benchmark, but he tied Jerry Rice in 1988. Allen Riley in 2019 also had the 4th most catches in an NFL season. All right, as far as games go, Josh Rosen is on the list once for passing yards in 2020 with a 525 passing yard game. No one has passed for more than 7 touchdowns in the time that we've simmed. But Josh Rosen is also on that list in 2021 with that playoff game against the Rams, I believe. David Johnson is tied for most rushing touchdowns in a game with 5 back in the playoffs in 2019. Allen Riley is 3rd on the list for receiving yards in a game, having caught 322 yards in one game. Allen Riley is also tied for 1st with 5 receiving touchdowns in a game back in 2021. Allen Riley falls on this list a bit, but he's still here at 17 catches in 2019 in one game. I'm trying to go through everything I can. Unfortunately, there's no way that I'll be able to reach every singular player that's played for us. But really fast, I'm going to try and filter through each NFL roster to see if there's any player that played for us of note. Joey Booker, who we had drafted, is a Colt, but currently has 2,114 attempts for 7,670 yards, 70 touchdowns. Definitely not a bad pickup for us. Ono Swanson in his career has had 811 tackles, 28 interceptions, 2.5 sacks. Eric Heimberger is actually still playing. He's a Miami Dolphin now. Our 2nd draft pick has 624 tackles and 1 interception currently. I'm sorry, he has 112.5 sacks, 1 interception, 624 tackles. Roy Dunn, 13 interceptions, 5 sacks, 593 tackles. Lane Newfield has 412 tackles, 68.5 sacks. Nice job. Mike Doty, 351 tackles, 17.5 sacks, and an interception. Orestes Graves, 52 sacks, 323 tackles. That does it for almost everyone's stats except one more. Griffin Murphy actually, I think, had a losing record when we first hired him, but now has 124 career wins and 65 career losses and 3 career ties. He's had 10 winning seasons, 16 playoff wins, 9 playoff losses, and 2 Super Bowl wins. So after Steve Wilkes called it a career, he won 2 more. And he lost 1 Super Bowl as well. I'm gonna go ahead and try and sim to the end of Josh Rosen's career. I think he's earned it, because we haven't quite seen where he's going to end up yet. So I'm gonna go season by season now, because he's close to the end. I just don't know when that'll be. So join me in this quick sim. Alright, in Super Bowl 67, the Ravens lost to the Giants 24-25. Everyone's confidence is shot. That's probably not a good thing. That might mean we had a pretty bad year. Rosen is still around though, so we'll go ahead and we'll sim to next week first to make sure he doesn't retire. Rosen is still playing. We've got another year to sim. We went 3-13. Yikers. Alright, it's not even worth really sticking around. We're gonna sim to next year. Alright, in Super Bowl 68, the Giants made it again. It was a 31-17 win for the Giants. Way to go. Josh Rosen is still around. We did slightly better at 8-8. And Rosen is giving us another season. Alright, I don't have last year's Super Bowl. It actually simmed to the preseason this time around. But Josh Rosen is retired. He is no longer our quarterback. I'm assuming he retired, because if he's on a different team, I'm pissed. I would assume he's retired. Oh, fuck that. The Cardinals did not re-sign Josh Rosen. He's actually a fucking Panther. Oh, what a sad end. And we did not win the Super Bowl. For Rosen's sakes, though, we're going to go ahead and sim another season and catch up with him there. Josh Rosen is still playing for the Panthers. We've got another year to sim. All right, my son is now 17, going on 18. Has Josh Rosen retired yet? Quarterback Josh Rosen has retired after 19 years. He gave his best years to the Cardinals, and on the back end went to the Panthers. We went 6-8-2. Alright. Rosen led the NFL in jersey sales, and the Panthers played the Patriots in the Super Bowl. That means Rosen got to another one. But the Carolina Panthers were beaten, so Josh Rosen lost another one. And Josh Rosen still is on the top of the NFL. Lamar Jackson also beat out Tom Brady. He had 5 Super Bowl wins, all with the Cardinals, 7 championships, one of which with the Panthers last year. But his best years were as a Cardinal, and he will always be an Arizona Cardinal. Kicker James Rowe also is a fucking Raider. Still the best kicker of all time, but his best years are probably behind him now too. Eric Heimberger finally retired, 5th overall, right end. Hey look, Koyak made it into the Hall of Fame. We drafted him, and now he's a Hall of Famer. And he actually has a better legacy than me. Fuck off. And the series can end happily knowing that Josh Rosen does make it into Canton. Hall of Fame quarterback, finishing out his career with the Carolina Panthers. Our head coach finishes up with 158 wins, 109 career losses, 5 career ties, 11 winning seasons. Oh boy, 17 playoff wins and 10 playoff losses. Maivrpinger, born in still sits atop the owner leaderboard barely, with Bolin close to under us. But we're gonna call it a career. It's time. Take our investment now that we've turned the Cardinals into, at least for one epoch, a competitive franchise. Back to mediocrity they go, but we had some magical years in there. Thank you so much for watching. Maivrpinger Bornina is about to officially call it a career. We're retiring from the league, number 4 in all time. Series over. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, Jesus was born in a Maivrpinger.